Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
There are football players on a football field. It's a Thursday at the Star in Frisco. Temperatures climbing into the mid-90s, especially by the weekend. And this is Mick Shots, brought to you by Miller Lite inside the SWBC podcast studio. It's time to get serious about these Detroit Lions and a 3:25 kickoff on Sunday afternoon. Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and the star of our show, Mickey Spagnola.
Nola. That's good. Echo.
All right, it's a heavy work day here, not only out on that football field, but here over the next 45 minutes on Mick Shots.
It's going to be warm this weekend.
It is.
Why
very
is
warm.
that? That's what I was looking at. Weather Channel.
90 degrees.
What's going on, man?
And Sunday probably,
Jeez.
too.
I think our meteorologist said 95.
Yeah.
Wow.
I meant in the 90s, yeah.
Ooh, 97.
Good thing.
97, guys.
97 on
Yes.
Sunday?
Yes.
Did you?
Ooh, I think that roof's going to be closed.
Oh, speaking of that, did you listen to Jerry on Tuesday
I did not.
when he was on The Fan?
Uh-huh.
And near the end, I forgot who said it. He goes, by the way, we got a tweet here from Brian Broaddus, and he wanted to know if you might keep the roof open because it's supposed to be warm and it might affect the team from the north. It might slow them down. Jerry goes, yeah, he just needs to go and watch a little more film.
And
I was thinking-
they have not been stopped by weather.
And I was thinking, what's he talking about? They just had practice. What was it last week? Guys had to leave because they were dehydrated.
That's right.
Here.
That's right.
You're gonna ruin your own team, right?
Right. But we've done that before. The Philadelphia game, the pickle juice game.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We've done that.
Mike Zimmer's debut as the defensive coordinator.
Wow.
And he got things straightened out. It took him a couple of years because of talent.
Yes.
And but they became the number one defense in the league by
That's
2003.
exactly right.
And he got things, now that you think about it, he got things straightened out on this defense.
Well,
So far, so good.
we're gonna find out.
So far,
Yeah,
so
okay.
good.
As a matter of fact,
This is the litmus test.
as a
huh?
matter of fact,
Every week it's a litmus
That's
test.
right.
Every week.
I said that. I guess I say that too much. We're gonna find out.
Right,
Because when
right.
I was got off the bus, I think it was getting off the bus, and we were going into the stadium, and the fans were on the outside of the gate, and somebody yells out, "Hey, Mickey, we're gonna find out." I said, "Well, I was glad somebody was paying attention."
Wow. So that's your thing. That's your moniker, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, if you look at how well they've run the ball, averaging 151 yards a game,
Yeah.
and with two running backs, David
A
Montgomery,
running back by committee.
Jameer Gibbs, and they have a note here in their weekly release that those two running backs have played together 16 games, and they are 7-1 when each scores a touchdown in the same game. Mm-hmm. And it's the second most combined touchdowns in a game in Lions history for those guys.
Wow.
Last year, they combined for 1,960 rushing yards and 433 receiving yards and 23 touchdowns. This year, they have combined from scrimmage 726 yards and 8 touchdowns in 4 games. So they are averaging, whatever the average is on that, which I'll have to have a calculator, nearly, over 150 yards, as you mentioned, and then they're averaging 2 touchdowns a game this year.
Yeah, because
between them,
they've got 7 total.
Eight with the receiving
and
touchdown.
8 with the receiving.
Yeah.
Right. 7 rushing. And each guy is over 270 yards of rushing. Gibbs 285, Montgomery 271. So they're averaging 4.7 a carry. So we're going to find out if they've somewhat slowed down opponent's running game, even though they've got to use backups at defensive end once again. So, and Zimmer pointed it out on Monday. He goes, well, when they say, well, you've kind of figured this out, he goes, well, here comes the big test. And I think he's awfully accurate about that.
So how many people does it take to form a committee? You're a running back by committee.
We could be a committee.
That's 3.
It's got to be 3.
Okay.
At minimum
so
3.
2 is not a committee.
2 is not a committee. That's
Because
just
2
a pair.
is the way the league's going, right?
Okay. So they don't have a running back by committee.
No. They've got a starting running back now, the Cowboys.
Oh, I was talking about the Lions.
Well,
Yeah, we're talking Lions.
I know, but the committee thing kind of
the
referred
committee
to
thing.
the Cowboys. Yeah, it's not.
Now, the Cowboys, we don't have a committee.
No,
Yeah.
but they've
Throw
got
Dak in there.
they've got 2 guys that can run the football, and it's not like, well, we got to figure out which to do. They
And do
use
committees
both
really
of them.
work?
Committees?
Yeah.
It has.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, by
College
running
football
back by-
playoff committee doesn't work.
Well, yeah. Not every committee works. A lot of
That's what I mean.
committees out there, right?
That's what he asked.
Okay. Well, not every committee.
Business committees don't work. That's too many people trying to make a decision.
That's right. Someone's got to emerge as a leader.
That's right. That's exactly
and
right.
Rico is emerging as a leader.
Look how close their snaps are, too. Montgomery's got 63 and Gibbs has got 54. And they don't need
Per
their
game.
running back. No, I mean, that's for 4 games. That's their snaps this season.
Oh, the snaps.
I mean, the number of carries. Sorry.
No, yeah.
I said snaps. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, number
Carries.
of carries. And
Yeah,
they don't need Jared Goff to run. He's got 8. That's probably out of
and
desperation.
he's a good receiver.
That's right. He
That's
had a
right.
touchdown
How about
catch,
that?
too. Amon-Ra St. Brown
Hell
with
of
a
a throw.
touchdown pass.
The throw was perfectly timed. I think he turned and threw it before he even looked. And that really
He
helped.
threw him open.
He threw him open. That's so true because the linebacker wasn't really that far behind. If he waits another tick, linebacker may have been able to kind of just wave his arms or whatever. But no, it made it to where it was a perfect pass to where the defender had no shot.
St. Brown's got a 135.4 quarterback rating.
Is that perfect?
1 for 1. No, it's
Perfect
not.
is 150.
What was
158.3.
what was
And
Jared
what
Goff?
did Goff have?
He was 155 something.
Because
his
you
last
said
game?
If he had one more completion.
For
'cause
how many
the ga-
yards?
for-
So he was 18 for 18 in his last game, and that
Right.
wasn't perfect.
right. But if you added Brown, St. Brown,
Yeah.
1 for 1 for
Yeah.
7 yards,
Yeah.
as a team, they were perfect. So
Okay.
that's how close he was to perfect.
So it has to not just be another completion, but for
Yards.
a certain amount of yards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And no interceptions. And a
Of course,
touch
of course.
and a touchdown.
And a touchdown. Okay.
Right.
So if Goff would have thrown one more pass for 7 yards and it wasn't a touchdown,
And it was a touchdown.
and it wasn't a touchdown.
Oh, it wasn't. He probably had been a little bit short.
Wow.
So we've got a matchup on Sunday of 2 quarterbacks from the same draft.
Oh, okay.
Jared Goff was the number 1 overall pick in 2016.
Wow.
We forget that
How did I not remember
because
that?
he switched teams.
Dak Prescott was the number 135 overall pick. Dak was the 8th quarterback taken in that 2016 draft. Do you have any idea who the? Oh, that's a little trivia question.
He's
to
the
throw
only
out.
one that is still on the same team he was drafted.
That's right, and that was even a couple of years ago. That was his
Right.
status. Yeah. So do you remember that draft? Goff was the number 1 overall pick, and Carson Wentz was the number 2 pick of the Eagles. Where's Wentz now? In position to get a Super Bowl ring, another
He's
one for
backing
him,
up
actually. Kansas City.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, he fell uphill. That's pretty doggone good there, man.
All right.
What
Let me
a
ask
way
you:
to
who
go.
was the 3rd quarterback taken in that draft? A first rounder.
Gosh, I knew all these. Like it run number 15 or something.
He went number 26 overall to the Denver
26.
Broncos.
Oh, it was
Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch.
Oh, I never would have gotten that.
Who was the guy the Cowboys were thinking of
Where's he?
trading back up into the first
Paxton?
round?
Paxton Lynch out of Memphis.
Lynch. Yes, big fella.
Big
big
6'7"
Yeah,
guy.
big fella.
Yep,
And where is he now?
I'm not sure.
I think he's in the USFL. No, but he was playing in one of those sub leagues.
Gotcha.
Maybe Canada or something like that.
All right, so okay.
And there was
all right,
another.
here's a better one.
Yes. Go
There's
ahead.
no way. Well, you didn't get Paxton Lynch. No, Mickey did. Who was the fourth quarterback taken in that draft? It was in the second round, 51 overall.
Give me a team like you did with Paxton.
Well, I got to figure out what team drafted. Let me go look through this. 51 over. He's out of Penn State. He was drafted by the Jets, of course, the Jets.
You got me.
Christian Hackenberg.
Hackenberg.
Wow.
And wait,
I have no idea who these people are.
There's one more.
I thought it was
And then,
that.
okay, in the third round, the next quarterback taken, 5th overall, he was the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots until yesterday.
Jacoby Brissett.
And
was there one more?
Until yesterday?
The 6th one at 93 overall.
Derek May's going to start.
Drafted by the Cleveland Browns out of USC.
This is the other quarterback the Cowboys were trying to trade up to get.
No, it's not. Cody Kessler.
Oh, it's Kessler.
Yeah. 100 was the other quarterback.
Oh, I
out
got
of
ahead
Michigan
of myself.
State.
Yeah.
Who was the 7th quarterback taken in that draft. Out of Michigan State, taken by the Oakland Raiders, Connor Cook.
That was it. Yeah.
And then Dak
do they
was the
just
8th
sign these guys because
taken.
they're quarterbacks?
Well,
because I don't recall
partially.
any of them setting the world on fire as in the NCAA in college. Why are they picking these guys,
Paxton
man?
Lynch
First round?
Lynch
Yeah,
was
Paxton
pretty good.
Lynch was, yes. Memphis? Was it Memphis?
Yes, Memphis.
Yeah. He was pretty good, but all these other guys, I'm sorry. I've never heard of them.
Kessler wasn't
They sound like
bad.
guys just waiting to be replaced.
Well, they all got replaced. Just like the rest of us.
Right.
There are.
Yeah, but at least,
So out of that draft,
at least we grew up a little bit before we got
there were 15 quarterbacks taken in the 2016 draft, and 6 of them are still in the NFL. Okay, Goff and Wentz, Jacoby Brissett, who is back with the team that drafted him, New England. Okay, Dak. And then late in the draft, Brandon Allen was taken. He's still in the league as a backup quarterback in San Francisco. And Jeff Driscoll is a backup quarterback in Washington.
Wow.
So that's it from that draft.
Yeah,
so if you're going to redraft 2016, who would be the number 1 and number 2 players taken in that draft?
Yeah, it would definitely be those two. And I know who I wouldn't draft, all those other guys.
And by the way, Joey Bosa was the 3rd pick in that draft, and Zeke was the 4th, followed by Jalen Ramsey.
Nice.
Where did Driscoll go?
Driscoll was drafted by...
No, I meant college.
Oh, he started at Florida.
He's the
and
guy
then
that
wound
transferred.
up, and then wound up at
NC
Louisiana
State.
Tech.
Yeah, I remember doing a story on him from the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
He was pretty sharp.
Yeah. He was drafted by San Francisco.
Yeah.
So, and interesting.
So drafting quarterbacks is not an exact science, is
But
what you're telling me.
which also leads to our
It never
pre-pod.
was.
Everson and I were conducting a podcast as we were watching the quarterback stretch on the field. And then Mickey said, we're about to start.
Yeah,
We
no,
gotta go in
he
here."
asked the question, don't we still start at noon?
But I was just commenting.
12:59,
Right, he was a
30.
little concerned.
But I was just commenting to Everson, just watching Dak even warm up, even in stretching. He does everything the right way. He does everything with an assertiveness, with
Like he's intentional.
Yes. And is stretching the hip movements and so forth, which is a product of the work he's done with his trainers, over the years. And just comparing him with other players, even on this team, I'm like, it's not it's not an accident that Dak Prescott has become what he has become in this league.
That's right.
You know, it's been something. It's been intentional what he's done.
Attention to detail.
Exactly.
Not just on the field, but off the field.
His leg kicks are higher than others. You know.
Right. Well, I mean, and you talked about it. I mean, he's exhibited some injuries. Soreness, because he's the only one in that line that has played, because we're talking about the quarterbacks. We're watching quarterbacks only. So, a lot more soreness to work out, number one. That's just a necessity. But once again, the way he did it as methodically as he does it, I talked about how, you talked about how good it was for just him as an individual. I talked about how it shows the other guys how
Leadership.
to do it.
Yep.
Just by him being dogged in his
in all the little
habits.
things. Yeah.
Yes. And if you're watching, talking about his other guys, if you're watching, then this is how to do it. If you're not watching, I'm still going to be here doing it the same way every time.
And even some of the drills in training camp, especially before they kind of progressed and bought this net now to throw the ball into, like they're trying to throw it in a bucket from 20, 30 yards away. They've got nets now. But they start doing that, and the quarterbacks are competing. Like it ain't just jacking around.
Right.
Like, well, let's see if this will go in. Right?
They're
keeping.
that was cute.
They're keeping score to the point. I got a feeling they might have had something on the line extra to see who won that day.
But what I mentioned to Everson and Mickey prior to the show, just watching Dak, it reminded me of when I used to watch Nolan Ryan as a 45-year-old at Rangers spring training in Port Charlotte, Florida, back in the early 90s, where his workout routine was far beyond what any of the other players on the team were doing. And he would actually, back then, the Rangers weight room basically was an entry hall that from the clubhouse out to the playing field. And so we as media members who actually walked through the weight room to get to the field. And then in the clubhouse, they had incline benches in the clubhouse with a medicine ball. And I remember Nolan having to beg his teammates who were twice as young as him. I mean, he was 45 and there was a 23-year-old in there, and he's saying, "Hey, will you throw the medicine ball with me to get his workout in?" But that kind of stuff. There's a reason that Nolan Ryan was able to play 25 years.
And there's a reason that at 45, Nolan Ryan needs to have that routine. Once again,
and the
going
same
back
thing
to
Dak Prescott is he's now in his 30s.
Right, yeah, but this guy's 45.
That's right.
So you can imagine all the things that he's got to get out of the way just to warm up every part of his body just for practice. We're not even talking about the game like Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice.
Is Port Charlotte still on the map?
Sadly.
Is that where it was?
Port Charlotte.
It was.
That's on the
Port Charlotte was right
west
in the middle
coast
of it.
Florida.
Yes.
Hurricane.
Yeah. And by the way, I was going to say,
Just south
our
of
hearts reach out
Sarasota.
to all of those in the state of Florida.
Did you see what
that's having
happened
some
to
problems.
drop a can of fuel?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And they were using that as a staging center for all the workers.
That's right.
That was a disaster.
They had all
Literally.
these cots in there for those people to sleep on.
No, didn't happen.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it just tore the roof off of it.
Well, that stadium needed to be replaced anyway.
Obviously. It didn't help. It didn't help. But matter of fact, you went in there to get even more injured.
You know, the crazy thing is when I turned CNN on last night, Cooper Anderson was on the scene in the rain for CNN doing weather. And, you know, like Jim Cantori does, you know, and I
think that's the silliest thing in the world.
Well, he's getting blown all over the place. And at one point he goes, I think we need to relocate it. I've got water up to my knees right now. Wow. And it's like, well, why are you in that situation in the first place?
They always do this. I don't know why the weathermen have to go out there and show you how bad it is.
We can
it's good
see,
enough
right?
without you being out there. I told my wife this morning, why do they do that?
You know why they do it?
Why?
So that y'all will talk about it on Mick Shots.
Well, I guess no bad publicity. How they say it? All publicity is good publicity. Because right now, as far as I'm concerned,
that's why
they're
they
idiots.
do it. That's why they do it. And
I'm sorry.
People are talking about it all over the country.
He's not a weatherman. He's a news guy.
Yeah, that's
What's he
even
doing
crazier.
out there?
That's even crazier.
Well, you know what the funny thing was? And then when I was watching one of the late night talk shows, he was the guest, and I'm going, wait a minute. He was just getting drowned. I didn't realize it was a rerun.
It was a tape delay.
All right, so much to get to on these Detroit Lions. We do that when we come back on Mick Shots in just a moment.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine says.
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Back to Mick Shots.
Boy, this is tough, guys. I'm sorry. This segment is brought to you by Yeti, the official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys. There you go.
All right.
What? That's it?
That's it.
That's all?
That's all. That's all.
You know what? I think that was pretty effective.
I'll do better the next break.
No, I think that was a very
That was good.
Very much. I'll impress you even more the next time.
And it had a comma and a period in there, too?
Yeah, they did. They dot. Yeah.
That's how I think we can... I can learn a lesson from that brevity.
There you go. I love it. I wish they were all like that.
All right, Mickey, you were in attendance for the Mike McCarthy press conference?
I was.
And now you're scrambling to find your notes.
That's right.
What do we know?
So he seems pretty optimistic that DaRon Bland's going to be ready to go.
I heard that
he was less than revealing on his taping of his coach's show.
He was.
I don't normally ask him about
he didn't give you the scoop.
Injury stuff, but I did say at the end of one of the segments, I said, it's going to be nice that sometime really soon DaRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs and Jordan Lewis are going to be on the field at the same time. And he just said, well, we still have to see what happens in practice this week.
When did you tape?
This morning.
Oh, this morning.
Right before the press conference.
Well, he did say he looked good. And he was listed as fully practicing yesterday.
He didn't want to reveal to the Lions.
But he said today...
I don't think he wanted to tell you, Bill. That was a personal thing.
He said today will be the real test for him, meaning they're in pads, so they'll see how he does. He did say that Kalen Carson would start with the rehab group, so that didn't sound encouraging.
And I heard you talk about that this morning. Good job, by the way. And so you talked about the shoulder, right?
Yeah. It was shoulder injury.
Wait, you heard him talk about what?
I heard him this morning.
Where did you hear him?
No, when he was driving in.
When I was driving in, I heard him.
Where did you hear him?
It was on, I don't want to mix up the station.
105.3.
Oh, do you have a segment on there?
1140.
Oh, okay. All right.
First, I was like, who is this bum? Yeah, but then I started listening. Oh, that's my bum.
You can listen to Mickey on 105.3 The Fan at 11:40 every day.
No, just on Thursday.
Just on
Thursday.
11 o'clock on.
Otherwise, I come in talking.
Okay.
Otherwise, I come in talking trash every morning about this. But no, but
so what was interesting
shoulder,
that Mickey said?
Well, he talked about the shoulder of
Carson. Carson.
Mm-hmm. And
the shoulder for Kendricks too. Remember, Kendricks had a calf and a shoulder.
But Kendricks is closer to playing.
Well, he did not practice, so we'll see where he is today.
Oh, we need him.
Yes.
Well, as a DB, how bad is the shoulder for Carson?
He said somebody got an interview, and he said he needed his range of motion needed to improve.
To throw?
Well, to put your arm up in the air.
Well,
don't you got to reach?
Dude, you got to play. One shoulder as a defensive back.
One shoulder. It's not both.
No, it's one shoulder as a defensive back. You know, especially as a cornerback.
Oh, well, he'll play. I'm sure they're the ones telling him he ain't ready.
Man, I mean, I've seen many safeties and corners. I did it myself. If you hurt one shoulder, then, dude, just use the other shoulder. And I mean, as long as it's nothing too serious, that's why I asked, how serious is it?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was serious enough to miss 2 games.
Oh, God.
If you think about it. Guyton was practicing.
He said he was a full participant.
It said full, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm them, and I think I told Bill this yesterday, I'm still working Tyler Smith just in case at left tackle. And
well, these are young guys.
And make sure you give Bass some snaps.
Yeah.
Because what they do normally Wednesday, Zach Martin doesn't participate basically. He's there.
Veteran rest day.
But it's a rest day. So Bass gets the snaps at right guard. So, I'd have those 2 guys ready to go, left tackle, left guard, just in case.
I hurt my shoulder against the Cowboys when I was with the Giants. They had me playing safety. Oh, my God, I hated it.
You had to make some tackles?
Yes. God. One of them was against Alvin Harper. Troy Aikman throws a dime on that skinny post that he loves to throw, and I was waiting on it. I thought I had it. I mean, it was like right there, but pass was so good. Harper caught it first, and we collided simultaneously as he caught it. I thought I had it. That's how close it was. And when we hit, I somehow hit him in his neck. He didn't play for the next 2 weeks after he hit a bump in his neck somewhere. And my shoulder was just gone. It was at home. It was in Dallas, so there's no way I'm going to come out of the game. No way, dude. I almost went down, and they teased me. I remember about that. I almost went down. I stayed up. But we just switched sides.
And it wasn't a nerve thing. It was you hurt something.
I hurt something.
It wasn't
it's still,
stinger.
I can't feel it to this day. I can't feel it. It's nothing there. I mean, it's there, but you can't feel it. And so me and Myron Guyton, we just switched sides. Because it's a shoulder. That's why I was asking.
Oh, I see.
How serious is his injury? You're a DB. He's a corner. He's not going to be. He made a lot of tackles, of course.
Yeah.
But, man, it's a shoulder. My legs are what I need. I don't know. That's why I was just kind of figure out how bad is it. I mean, I guess I should have done better by rehabbing it or whatever. I never did anything to it. That's why it's in the shape it's in now. But at that time, you just have the ability to just say, you know what, I'm going to stay in the game and just switch sides. So I was just thinking, as a DB, and is it more like the DB from last year that we just lost, the veteran from
Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore.
Who made a game-saving interception on
I saw that.
Sunday.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about that. So how is it as bad?
Now, I don't think he needs surgery.
Okay.
No, I think he's,
Yeah, when you're talking about young people, man.
Here's the other thing. You got the bye coming up, and Oruwariye is playing decently.
Nice. Good job.
So, they can always elevate him. I think he's got one more left, if I remember correctly.
He played well.
And I'm sure they want to get him on the 53. And this is just me, but I would think Andrew Booth, beware.
So how many plays, how many snaps do you think DaRon Bland, Trayvon Diggs, and Jordan Lewis have played together
this year?
In their career? Forever.
I'm sure you got an answer for me.
I do.
0.
Well, I don't know for sure what the answer is because I didn't go back and look at the game tape. But the only game where they all three played was together.
This year?
No. It hadn't happened this year because Bland's been out all year.
0. Okay, go ahead.
And then Diggs got hurt after the second game last year. Jordan Lewis
2 years ago.
Jordan Lewis did
Diggs
last year.
I take it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, and Jordan Lewis did not play the season opener last year against the Giants. So the second game of the year last year, the Jets game, is the only game that I've figured out that all three of them were played in that game. And Diggs had 47 snaps in that game. Bland had 26 snaps, and Lewis had 10 snaps.
So this is Bland's third year,
but he didn't play. He didn't play on defense until Lewis got hurt in the sixth game of the 2022 season.
2022,
and that's when Bland replaced Jordan Lewis as the slot corner.
Because at that point, Bland was
picks the rest of the year.
Bland was the backup.
Yeah, he's a backup, and so he's just playing special teams up until the Lewis injury.
And then he went into the slot. And then, if I remember correctly, Anthony Brown got hurt, and Bland went outside.
Brown, where is he?
Well, he was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I want to say maybe he was with Carolina earlier this year and he got released.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
But last year he was with San Francisco.
Yeah, for a little bit. But anyway, as far as I can tell, the Jets game is the only time, and maybe for 10 snaps, and I'm not even sure that they were all on the field at the same time for Jordan Lewis's 10 snaps in that game. Probably not.
That they were all available.
Could have been if they were in a dime package or something. Because Lewis was just coming back from injury. That was his first game back from injury.
That's a good point. I like that.
Okay, so I'm writing columns for you, Mickey.
Well, that's a Mick shot.
There you go. All right, we continue with more Mick shots in just a moment.
Now you're going to make me go.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to Mick Shots.
Celebrate the best of the autumn season with Wrangler Fall Fest at the Star in Frisco. Join us on Saturday, October 19th for a day full of fall fun for the entire family. Enjoy live country music, hang out in the beer garden, and compete in Western-inspired games. Plus, capture fall photo ops, savor seasonal bites, and enjoy Wrangler shopping. Admission and parking is free. Visit thestardistrict.com for more info.
That's no Yeti.
Right. I had to go with that one.
Look at there, another Oklahoma quarterback going to start this week.
Wow.
Spencer Rattler. That would make...
How many?
Well, you got Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, and Spencer Rattler. Four.
Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And Caleb Williams makes five.
Quarterback you.
Yeah. Boy,
how many?
That's a long way from running back you.
How many of them finished there?
Baker and Kyler did, and that's it.
That's it.
No, and Jalen.
Oh, he did.
Jalen.
That's right, because he left Alabama.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So those are all Lincoln Riley coached quarterbacks. If he could just recruit a defensive player, he might do something.
He says with
I'm sure you dropped that into the comment box. He dropped that into the comment box.
If he didn't just leave cupboards completely bare when he leaves, when he bolts in the still of the night.
Brian Jones was talking about the game, and they said something about
I love Brian Jones,
being
Texas
hot.
Longhorn.
Yeah,
Brian
being
Jones,
house, and he said something to and I can't remember if he was talking about this coming game or what the temperature was going to be, and he goes, "It's hot as Africa." It's like,
that's hot.
How does he come up?
That's hot. That is hot.
That's Brian Jones. I've known Brian Jones since he was a junior in high school at Dunbar Struggs High School in Lubbock, Texas. And I interviewed him, and I said, "What do you want to be after football?" And he said, "I want to be a sportscaster. I want your job."
Oh, damn.
Well, he went far beyond my job working for CBS.
He's pretty darn funny.
And I worked with him at Fox
Who is
Sports
this again?
Southwest. Brian Jones, who
played
played in the league with the Saints at linebacker, but he played at Texas. And he got Tommy Novus' number 60 when he transferred from UCLA to Texas.
Ooh, respect.
Yeah. So, but he's a great guy. And we go back and forth and talking trash at each other.
He'll say just about anything.
That's right. Yeah, it's amazing he's been able to stay on.
I know, especially television.
That's right. He's the guy. Now he's got.
You can get away with that on podcast.
He's on college football on their.
Oh, the brother. From UCLA.
He went to UCLA, but he wound up at Texas.
I talked to him several times.
Brian, he's got the big white beard now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Barkley in him as far as his analyst.
Oh yeah, no, he's good.
He's always
good. I'll do.
But
like
we did a college football show for a couple of years together, 20 years ago at Fox Sports Southwest, and it was so much fun.
No, he's good.
It was just because I'm the OU guy, he's the Texas guy. Casillas would be on there, and Brian would run circles around. I'd have to defend OU. So it was so much fun.
It's almost must listening every Thursday. He's got a segment on the ticket. Which
I always thought he was very clever. I just didn't know that it was out there that he was.
Yeah. And he's like, it's like got a bunch of guys sitting on bar stools talking about college football.
I have to check that out.
It's great stuff.
To check it out.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. All right. So tell me more, Mickey. Tell me more.
What else do we got here?
You worried about Aiden Hutchinson?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, man.
Think about the guys the Cowboys have had to play.
Well, you just went from T.J. Watt to Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, they started with Myles Garrett.
Yep, he's pretty good.
Well, so far we've held on.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
We've held on. We've held on.
Thibodeau had his moments.
It was tough. It was tough.
What is New Orleans had Cam
Jordan.
Jordan.
And then you had Baltimore too.
Baltimore.
And they've always had guys. Oweh was the.
Yeah, but they had another guy that was one of their sack leaders.
Kyle Van Noy.
That's it, Van Noy.
And how do you think we fared? How do you think we fared when you overall?
Better.
How's Tyler Guyton been faring, Everson?
Tough. Oh, he's fighting. He's a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about him. He never gives up. When he gets beat, it's because he's overly aggressive.
T.J. Watt made plays, but he didn't ruin the offense.
And the other thing, the difference on Watt and Hutchinson is Watt lined up virtually all the time on the left defensive end, right side of the Cowboys offense. So he was Terrence Steele was having to deal with him.
But he needed help.
Yeah, and they move Hutchinson around.
Right. So he'll be, if Guyton...
High motor.
Whoever's on the left tackle, he'll be over there. And, McCarthy was talking about him.
I don't think we've lost any games because of those particular positions. What do you think?
Made it more difficult.
Yeah.
But,
we overcame.
And that's one of the reasons why they give Hunter Lipke the number of snaps he gets. It's not just to block for the running game. It's to make sure you're doing some chipping. Got to do some chipping. And they got to be able to, because he can single-handedly ruin your offense. I mean, he's leading the league right now, 6.5 snaps.
He had
25.
4 in one game?
4.5.
4.5 against who?
Tampa Bay. So they must have found a weak spot.
Well, that means he only has two
in the other 3 games.
Yes.
So. Yeah, what's the big deal?
Well, It doesn't sound like a threat to me.
That's right.
And
so he had one.
I ain't out there.
He had one Adrian Claiborne day. Adrian Claiborne had 6.
No, he had a career day.
That's right.
Because he ended up getting paid the next year from what he did to the Cowboys that game.
That. Falcons, right?
Yeah.
Falcons. Who was the tackle for the Cowboys? How quickly Mickey forgets Chaz Green.
I just said it the other day. Oh, yes.
Someone that Mickey will never forgive.
But you know what? He didn't play the whole game. They finally thought, we should get him out of there. And they brought in someone else, and the guy didn't do any better.
Veteran guy.
Yeah, didn't do any better whatsoever. They were just convinced that it was going to get better, and it only got worse. And they lost the game because of that.
Okay, next up on your legal pad. You're looking at your legal pad. I want to make sure you got time here. We got 2 minutes left here.
I don't think
goes to both benches.
I don't think we've spent enough time on DeMarvion Overshown.
Mm-hmm.
He is now one of your starting linebackers, and it's not just nickel. He's out there on the field. I think he played 100% of the snaps.
I think so too.
This last game.
Wow.
I had my play-by-play here. And played well, by the way. It wasn't like diminishing returns because he played more.
58 snaps. And Kendricks had 58 snaps, and Diggs had 58 snaps. That's 100% of the snaps.
Go ahead, Trayvon. Cornerbacks representing, baby.
So he has played awfully well. And, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's a rookie. I know it's his second year, but he spent the first year on injured reserve, and you see him kind of diagnosing everything, and he was still just highly pissed at himself for not picking off the ball at the end of the game.
Well, you see how he plays? He plays smart, but with aggression.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about it. He doesn't. You can tell he's not burdened by the thought process.
Right.
He that part he's got down. Now he's able to be more aggressive, coming off of blocks, knowing where his defender is going to be, his fellow defender is going to be. The fact that they're playing more coordinated defense, and they've shown that in the last 2 weeks, regardless of who you play more coordinated defense. That comes from the fact that he is so aggressive and in position.
So this will be a good test on his ability to play the run with the way Detroit plays.
He's got to have help.
And I would imagine
he's got to have help.
You're going to see Leofau out there, also another rookie. So think about the young guys they've got on this defense right now. If you and I was going to write about that for tomorrow, about the number of young guys they're relying on, and it's almost like you're stacking interest right now for later in the season.
Yes.
If you get to later, if you can survive the early part, right, and let the young guys get some experience, it may pay off at the end. That's kind of what they're banking on.
We're going to have to make sure, and I know it's down the line, we got to make sure we take care of our division. We've got to make sure we take care of our division.
Right.
Washington, they have to go down. We got to take them down. I know that's in the future, but if you're talking about staying in the race.
You know what's funny about that? Okay, so we're sitting here a week or so ago, and we're talking about this big old stretch that the Cowboys are about to. They got to go to Pittsburgh, and then they get Detroit. Well, they had to go to Giants, then at Pittsburgh
on the road,
and then you got Detroit at home, and then you're at San Francisco, and then you're at Atlanta, and then you get Philadelphia, and then you get Houston. Well, we didn't include what was next on their schedule, and that's at Washington.
That's right.
You got to stretch the stretch.
And now you look at it, right now, and the toughest, this game, Detroit, and also at Washington, that might be the toughest game in the next 8 games.
It might be.
Might be, but then again, they play Baltimore Sunday. And
they got to start playing some of the teams the Cowboys have to play.
That's right.
So we'll see about
it's
all that.
It's a long stretch, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. And Philadelphia, they got a bye this week.
Thank God for them.
No, they
had a bye last week.
They played Cleveland.
You got 2 straight byes?
Don't they have Cleveland?
So you're saying they got a bye this week?
They're a mess.
Wow. We are arrogant today, aren't we?
All right. That does it.
That's it.
That's it. That's right. Yep. Okay, so we got a fabulous football fight song. Ooh, maybe we got additional fight songs to play tomorrow.
Both of them now?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Fight song Friday tomorrow.
Equal opportunity show here.
Yep. You're going to be here, Everson?
I'll be here.
Okay, very good. We got our picks to click tomorrow, too. All right, so we will shout at you again tomorrow at high noon.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!